Hello, you beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of the Soulful Self Development Podcast. My name is Hannah Sutherland. I'm your host, and today I'm going to be diving in to unraveling this quote that I saw on Instagram, or I actually can't remember where I saw it, but I wrote it down and I knew that it was something that I had to go into with you guys because I just think it is so powerful. And yeah, let's dive right into it. So the quote is, "What they hate in you is missing in them. Keep on shining." I just think that is so powerful, and all that quote encompasses could really help us navigate some things in our lives. And it's something that maybe if we think we understand, we don't necessarily always embody that belief, because this quote is so true and it has a lot that I can unpack from it. So, for one, I think that it's really important that we understand this to be true especially because right now it is so important for us to shine our light. And this is just a good reminder of why we need to keep going and keep doing it, keep shining our light, even when other people make us feel dull or try to dull our light. And I think it's just very powerful because we need to shine our light no matter what anybody else says or does. And it's just so true. What they hate in you is missing in them. This leads into number 2 of all relationships are mirrors, but it goes both ways. So other people mirror back to us things within ourselves that we maybe need to work on, our insecurities, our fears, and other people will bring up things that within ourselves that we need to pause and look at and self-reflect. But this goes both ways, and I think sometimes we can get so lost in our own world because every single human is a complex being. Every single human has a life just as complex as yours in entirely different ways. You know, we've all lived a different life, but we've all experienced trauma, pain, suffering, and everything in different ways, through different outcomes, in different levels of severity, whatever. But we're all complex. We all have beliefs and thoughts and ideas, and we all live in our entirely own reality based off of how we feel inside and the beliefs that we hold that are being reflected back to us in our world. And it can be really powerful to understand that we are also mirrors for others. So we have to learn to not always take everything so personally. If somebody is really triggered by you, if somebody hates on you for something, at the end of the day, it's never about you. It's about something internally that they're holding on to, something that they haven't healed. And unfortunately, it's part of the job of being a light worker is to shine your light, and that light is going to bother people because people that are unhealed are so triggered by people who are just unapologetically, authentically themselves. And it's because deep down their soul craves that so much, and it honestly comes from a place of jealousy more than anything. So if you can learn to recognize and realize that within yourself and with others, I think it can be a really big step forward for yourself in not only your self-love journey, but also learning to understand, accept, and love others, because that's another avenue of life that can be difficult navigating because everybody is so complex, because we all have these complicated relationships with one another, and it's not always easy. But I think this can be a reminder for ourselves that, it's not about me. It's not about me. They don't hate me. They hate that they can't tap into that part of themselves that I have. Or they don't hate me, they hate that they don't have the dedication to follow their dreams. They don't hate me, they hate that I'm not afraid to be goofy. They don't hate me, they wish that they had the skill or the talent that I have, or maybe they're just not able to fully open up and let loose and let themselves be whatever it is that so deeply wants to be inside. So at the end of the day, just don't take anything too personally, because they're not hating you. They are hating what is missing in them. And sometimes we don't need everybody to like us. And as long as you like yourself, as long as you enjoy being in your own company, as long as you are pleased with who you are and can see the growth and love and healing that you're doing on your own journey, you keep doing you and keep doing what is best for you. And don't worry about the haters, okay? At least if they're hating on you, they're still listening, okay? That's still somebody that's following along on your story. That's still somebody that's listening to what you're saying. They can hate all day long, but they're still there, and just let them be miserable. If they're going to be miserable, don't let them bring you down. That brings me to my next point. When you vibrate higher than other people, they have to do things to pull your energy down to the vibration that they're on, because for the most part, they don't know how to vibrate on the level that you're vibrating at, or they probably would just vibrate at that level. So that's why it's called bringing you down, because that's exactly what they're doing. They are trying to pull your vibration down. They're trying to tell you negative things, do these things to trigger you and maybe pull up some low vibrating emotions so that you lower your vibration, you dull your light, you dull yourself. Then you're on their level, and then they get to you and they have more power over you that way. If you're vibrating in a higher vibration than somebody and they try to say something to you and you just don't even let it bother you, it is water off the duck's back, you do not care, then they're not sucking your energy, they're not bringing you down, they're not dulling your light, and you can't give that power away to them. Because I think there's, at least in my own journey, I know that for a long time I really did give that up for myself. Anytime somebody had an issue, anytime somebody had something to say, it would just make me so upset, and then I wouldn't be that brightest version of myself. And it would take time for me to get back to that place, to regain that confidence that I felt I had lost in the situation. So don't let them steal your light. Don't let them steal your power. Don't let them suck your energy. Because, you can say to them, I'll talk to you when you can learn how to be on this level. Or just literally don't interact with them, and people will start to fall away, especially if you don't give into it. If you choose to vibrate at a higher level and you're living a high vibrational life, and people don't make changes in their life to become more high vibrational and do those things, they're just going to fall away, and you're going to start to see them less and less and less. And I'm pretty sure pretty soon they almost don't even exist in your reality. And it's kind of trippy, but it actually happens, that I have witnessed in my own life quite often. So my next point is that if you find yourself hating on somebody else, it's time to do some self-reflecting, okay? Because unless you are a being who exists in the energy of love all the time, I think our ego sometimes gets in the driver's seat and it wants to be a hater of things. And, nobody's perfect. I don't think anybody should hate anyone, because that's honestly quite extreme, but you can understand what I'm saying. Like, if somebody is annoying you, if somebody is triggering you, maybe it's time that we do some self-reflecting and we see why. Again, the mirror works both ways. So yes, you are going to trigger and upset others, and others are going to trigger and upset you. And it's never about them. It's never about you. It's always about what you are ignoring internally what wants to be healed, what is trying to come up and come to the light so that you can heal it and send it love and let it go so that you can up level, become more high vibrational, deal with the shit, heal your trauma, all the things. So self-reflection, it's something that we should be doing all the time, but it's also something that a lot of us like to avoid like the plague. And this is why, personal development and self-care and making yourself a priority, taking care of yourself, all those things are so important and so valuable because they really do work and they really are important and they really do help us to shift and change and grow and live in entirely different realities. However, self-reflection is a really big part of how you get there and how you continue to get to the next step, because this is a journey. It is not a one-time thing. You can't do one kind of practice and all of a sudden magically be better. There will always be new things that come up in your life. There is always more past things to heal, believe it or not, because it's more than just us in this life right now. It's past life traumas, it's ancestral traumas. There's a lot of hurt in the world that needs to be healed. And we as healers, as light workers, as people that are bright, sparkling lights on this planet right now, we have a lot of work to do for ourselves, for others. But the only way we're going to help others and the only way we're going to help the planet as a collective is to help ourselves truly as much as we can. So, being right now, we are in a war of good and evil. We are in a very, very interesting time in history, and we need all the light that we can absolutely get on this planet. We need to shine our light so damn bright. So I'm going to share with you some things that you can do, 10 things I'm going to share with you, 10 different things that you can do every day, once a week, whatever, just in your life to help you feel your brightest, to recharge that light as much as you can, and to just stay in that high vibrational energy, because even if you don't feel like you're making a difference, I promise you are. And just staying in a high vibration is helping in a lot of ways that you can't even see, but I promise you it is helping. So number 1 is affirmations, and I will say this until I am blue in the face, because they are so powerful and something that we should all be doing every single day. Affirm to yourself things, especially things that you want to call into your life, things that you want to manifest. Affirm them, especially looking at yourself in the mirror, okay? Because in that way you're talking directly to yourself. You can say affirmations all day long, not looking in the mirror, that's fine, they're still helpful, but there is such power to looking yourself in the eyes, looking yourself in the face and telling yourself how beautiful you are, how much of a bright shining light you are, how radiant you are, how powerful your existence is, how much you affect everything in your reality so quickly, how you can manifest anything, how you're a money magnet, how you're all these things. Tell yourself that. And you know what? Maybe if this isn't something that you do regularly, it can take a little bit of time for it to not feel silly or strange, but eventually it becomes such a powerful feeling. It just is empowering. You're telling yourself that you are these things, you're identifying as these things, and that is a really, really big step, especially because it is kind of a bridge between the mental, spiritual world into the physical world, because you have these ideas in your brain, these connections, whatever, everything that's not tangible, and then you're saying it out loud in the physical world, and those feelings start to be grounded and feel more real, and eventually these things just become your identity. They are who you are, and when you can affirm to yourself that you are all these things, you are all these things, and eventually your subconscious mind rewires, and magically that's just your now reality, and all of that is true. Look at yourself in the mirror, dance, move your body, move around, say these affirmations, sing, chant, have a good time, feel into your body, feel into yourself, and just say wonderful things to yourself. I promise you, it is such a powerful tool. Number 2 is to get sunlight and be in nature as much as you can, especially right now because it's summer. It's such a powerful time for this, especially for those of you, my friends who live in the north like I do. I'm from Canada, and there is a big chunk of the year where we do not get barely any sunlight, and it's also very cold outside, so it's hard to spend enough time outside as it is. And in the summer, every single day you should be outside in the sun. The sun has so many benefits, as well as being in nature. It helps to keep us grounded. I am such an air element that I have to make sure that I am constantly doing things to keep myself grounded. And I find that being outside in nature and being in the sun is just an instant reminder of how much I appreciate being in this physical reality. Because there's always going to be things in your life that you're like, oh, this is so stupid. Oh my God, this stresses me out, whatever. And as soon as I feel the sun on my face, I'm just instantly like, wow, thank you. I'm not going to have that sensation when I'm not in a physical body. That feeling of the sun just soaking it in and being in nature and looking around and smelling the fresh grass and the plants and the flowers and just everything so green and luscious, and touching and hugging the tree and laying in the grass and feeling how everything is so alive is just always makes me in awe and appreciate just how beautiful this physical reality is and how lucky I am to be experiencing the physical reality right now. And for the sun as well, you can feel it filling up your light. When you soak up the sun, when you stand there, close your eyes and just feel that light beam into your heart center, I feel like it makes my light grow instantly 10 times bigger and brighter. It's just like recharging. It almost gives me a visualization of like a Care Bear. I don't know if you watched Care Bears as a kid, but they have these things on their tummy and it's like their superpower, and they like shine it like a light and it like shines out their power. And I think as light workers, we're doing that all the time with our light. We're shining it so bright and helping people in ways we don't even know. But if we're not recharging it, then we're going to be running out of light to shine so bright. So get in the sun and recharge that bright light. And you can't tell me that you don't feel so much better after you spend time outside in the sun, in nature. If you're telling me that you don't feel rejuvenated, I don't believe you. Number 3 is to clear and protect your energy always. This is something we should always be doing every single day. It is constantly, more than one time a day. If you have an interaction with somebody that was unpleasant, if you're even just out in public around a lot of people, like I get in my car and I'm like, cut those cords. I don't want any of this energy stuck on me. I don't, because again, everybody has such a complex reality. Everybody has their whole entire world going on, their own world, and they're carrying their own shit around, and you can pick up on their energy just walking by somebody in the store, just interacting with the cashier, things like that. So clear your energy, burn sage, burn incense, get some Florida water, have even just mental spiritual practices of cutting your cords, setting the intention to clear the energy. All those things are so powerful, as well as protecting your energy. When you wake up in the morning, before you go anywhere, visualize that you have this protective bubble of light surrounding you to protect your energy, so that you're not giving your energy away to people you don't want to be giving it away to, so that it's harder for other energy to come into your energy. Be so protective of your energy, and so like I'm obsessed with my energy, and I think that when I focus on how I feel, I can instantly tell so much about myself, about my situation, about what's coming up for me. And if I'm not clearing and I'm not protecting, I get so affected, I get so drained, and it's not worth my time. It is such an easy thing to do that there's literally no excuse as to why we shouldn't be doing it every single day, even multiple times a day. It's not like it takes an hour. It is literally instant. I just brush my hands like in front of my body, like from like my belly button up to the top of my head. brush it, brush, and say goodbye, thank you, no energy, that is not mine, like I'm so good, thank you, and done. Okay, and so do that for yourself. Number 4 is to do what lights you up, okay, as often as you can, whether it's dancing, singing, creating, writing, drawing, painting, whatever it is that makes you feel so complete, so whole, so happy. This is a sign that you're doing what you came here to do. This is a sign that you are in alignment with your soul's purpose. We are supposed to do what lights us up. This is something that we need to make an absolute priority in our life. It cannot be something that's on the back burner. It cannot be something that we do once in a while if we have time. This is something we should be doing almost daily if we can. And it doesn't have to be the same thing. If you love dancing and painting, do one day, one the other day, whatever. And I get that some of us have jobs and kids and all the things where we don't have as much time for ourselves, but it's something that you have to make a priority. And even for me, I'm a dancer. Do I have time to go to a studio every day and dance? No. But you bet your ass that anytime I have music playing at the gym, while I'm getting ready, in my living room, in my kitchen, I'm dancing. It doesn't have to be big full out. I don't have to be doing alsacons and jetés and traveling Russians and all the things, because dance is so much more than that. It's about moving your body and moving the energy in your body and transmuting it into the emotion, into movement, so that you can move it out of your body and you don't stay in your feelings, don't get stuck in your physical body. I'm always dancing. Okay, because it brings me joy. And even if I'm just going to stand in my kitchen and shake my butt a little bit while I'm doing the dishes, that's what I'm going to do. So do what lights you up. Do what makes you happy. Do it every single day. Do something. Even if it's drawing a smiley face on a piece of paper, I don't care. Do something that lights you up. Start listening to your soul purpose and do those things. Number 5 is to move and nourish your body. Okay, our body is a temple. Our body is our vehicle in which we get to experience this life in, and we don't get a new vehicle if we wreck this one. And the best way that we can promise ourselves to live a longer and healthier life is that we have daily movement and that we're eating healthier, eating healthy options, nourishing our body and giving it what it needs. Our body needs vitamins and minerals. Our body needs protein, fat, and carbs. Our body also needs to move, because movement has so many benefits. I can't even name them all. I would be here all day long. We all know we feel better when we move our body, and we all know we feel better when we eat good. Okay, you can't tell me that you don't feel shitty as soon as you eat shitty food. And if you don't notice that about food, then you need to create a much more mindful practice around eating and food and how different you feel when you eat different things and put them in your body, because everything has its own vibration and it all affects our vibration. And if you're vibrating at a high vibration and then you eat a low vibrational food, it's going to instantly pull your vibration down, and your tummy hurts and you don't have energy to do the things you want to do. And you have to lay on the couch because you can't move because you're trying to digest all this food you shouldn't eat. Just be so mindful, because, again, it's your energy and it's so precious, and we need to protect it and support it and do all that we can. So move your damn body and eat your vegetables, drink your greens, take your supplements, do all the things. Just try to be the healthiest version of yourself that you can. Number 6 is meditation, as well as meditation and connecting with Source, God, angels, guides, whatever you want to call in, and doing that through meditation. Meditation is so many things, and I will always preach this to the day I die, because I think, especially for people who are just starting out on their journeys or don't know a lot, they get so intimidated by meditation because you think it's sitting there in the silence and trying to have absolutely no thoughts. But there is infinite ways to meditate, and also the things that come up when you meditate are important. There's a reason that they're coming up, and sometimes we have to practice telling our thoughts, okay, not right now. But things are meant to come up when we meditate, because that's what we need to deal with. That's what's on the surface. That's why it's coming to our attention. And meditation doesn't have to be sitting in the silence. It doesn't have to be laying in your bed. It doesn't have to be doing anything. You can follow guided meditations for different purposes and different reasons. Going outside in nature for a walk with no headphones in, just being present, being mindful, and soaking everything in your environment around you in is a form of meditation. There are so many things that are meditating. It's essentially just being very present and noticing what is happening in the exact present moment. What are the feelings you have in the present moment? What are the thoughts you have in the present moment? How do you feel? How does your body feel? Do you need to move? Do you need to go for a run? Do you need to dance? Do you need to sing? Is there something you need to journal about? All these things that come up, that is a form of meditation. So don't overthink it, because in a way you probably do something almost every day where you're meditating. Just being mindful and make sure that you're taking time and energy and attention to connect with God, universe, spirit guides, because they're there to help. They're your biggest cheerleaders. They are there to support you, but they want to connect with you. They want you to chat with them. They want you to write to them. They want you to set intentions on how they can help you, and they're going to help you regardless, but you can work with them and create some serious magic in your life almost instantly. So they're there, say hi, get to know them, and know that they're very, very helpful. Number 7 is gratitude and journaling. I put these together because I always write gratitude in my journal. But journaling is such a powerful tool because it can help us to get out thoughts that are in our head. It can help us to ground manifestations into the physical reality. It can help us to process things that are going on inside. There are endless reasons why journaling is so helpful, and it's something that I like to do. I used to do it every single day. I've been trying to get back into it every single day, or at least every couple days, because I actually did really enjoy how I felt when I did that every day. So that's what I'm diving into for myself, as being one of my main focuses over the next few months. And gratitude always. I usually write a page in my journal about what happened in my day, what's going on, how I'm feeling. And then I'll write a page of a whole thank you, I love you, God, universe, thank you for my life. This is so beautiful. I love my life. I love this. Thank you for all the things that I have, and thank you for a new day and for being healthy and wealthy and all the things. Gratitude always. It is the highest vibration we can experience as a human. So the more gratitude, the more high vibrational you're going to be, and it's going to fuel that light that you have to shine bright for others as well. Number 8 is to stop caring about what other people think about you. And this is the really big thing about your ego and learning to have a relationship with your ego so that it doesn't just run your life, because when we get an ego at the age of 7 is when we really start to be aware of other people, and we start to wonder about, what does this person think about me? Does this person like me? Am I cool enough? Can I fit in? All these things. And then if we're not taught and we don't have a healthy relationship with our ego, it can very much overtake our minds and how we think and feel about everything around us, and it overanalyzes and it thinks that everybody's out to get us. You gotta not care what other people think about you, because then this goes back. What they hate in you is missing in them. So if they're jealous that you are a certain way and they're being mean to you because they're lashing out because they wish they could be where you are, just don't care. They'll figure it out on their own, and there's nothing that you can do other than, give them kindness and send them love because maybe they need it. And stop caring what people think about you. If you want to dance in the grocery aisle, dance in the grocery aisle. Like, who freaking cares? There is nothing that you can do that is so embarrassing or so anything that's going to ruin your life. It's literally not. Do whatever makes you friggin' happy. Do whatever makes you happy. And do what lights you up. See, these all tie back into each other. Number 9 is to use intention. This is something that is really, really powerful, and something that I know I need to focus on more, because I do have intention all the time, but to be more intentional with my intentions, ironically. But where intention goes, energy flows. So our intention is so powerful. When we wake up in the morning, what kind of day do we want to have? when we are having an interaction with somebody, what are we trying to get out of it? When we're going to the gym, what is our goal? All these things, like everything can have intention. And when we give the energy a path to flow on, we're going to achieve our goals faster. Our manifestations are going to come in quicker. We feel less drained because we are waking up and saying, this is what I want to happen, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to get done, this is what I want to achieve. And then it's easier to just like go with the flow on that. I mean, there's always going to be things that come in and out of our life unexpected, and it's never going to be exactly perfect, but it's very, very helpful, and it is such a powerful tool. And then we're not wasting our energy, because if we want to have the biggest, brightest light to shine in this world, we can't be wasting our energy on silly little things. So use your intentions as much as you can, because they are very powerful. Number 10 is to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what is dimming your light? And whatever the answer is, whatever comes up for you, it's time for you to cut it out. Is it poor habits? Is it people? Is it a job? Is it foods? Is it practices you maybe need to add into your life? It's time for you to adapt and make changes, because that's the only thing that's going to make those dramatic changes for yourself, is when, again, we do that self-reflecting. But you have to be so honest with yourself, and you have to check in, and it's going to change all the time, especially if you are doing a lot of work and a lot of your intention is towards growing and healing. There's going to be a lot of things that come up, and a lot of things that need to be cut out of your life, and a lot of things that need to change. I promise you, it's for the better. So ask yourself, what's dimming my light? Is it when I eat a shitty breakfast, I'm starting my day out with a dull light, versus how I feel when I wake up and fuel my body properly? Is it a job that is just constantly draining me and leaving me feel so blah? Maybe it's time to start looking into doing something else. Is it a person? Is it a relationship? Is it a friendship? Is it somebody in your family that you maybe need some space from? Anything, anyone, whatever comes up, honor it. And what's the worst of doing a little experiment and saying, hey, I think this is dulling my light. I think this is dimming my light. So I'm going to take some space from it. I'm going to take a break from it. I'm going to not do that. I'm going to not talk to this person. I'm going to not eat this food, whatever it is, and just see how you feel. If you instantly feel better, if you're like, wow, I was so right, I feel brighter already, then you know, and you can do this little experiment with all kinds of things in your life. So just test it out, try it out, see, and honor whatever it is that comes out to cut it out, because that is such a powerful thing, and it's going to propel you forward so fast in your life, in your growth, in your spirituality. And yeah, so that's it. Be the big, bright, shining light that you absolutely are. And thank you for being that big, bright light in this world, because we need it now more than ever. Shine as bright as you freaking can, okay? Don't let anybody dull your light, and remember that whatever somebody hates in you is what is missing in them. So shine freaking bright. I love you guys so, so much. Thanks for tuning in to another episode, and I will see you next week. Bye!